Thanks for joining us on the news at this hour. I am Nifemi Okuntoye. A federal high court in Abuja has refused to grant bail to an executive of Binance Holdings Limited, a cryptocurrency firm, Tigran Gambaryan. Presiding Judge Emeka Nwite held that Mr. Gambaryan is likely to jump bail if it's granted to him. The company and its executive were arraigned on a 5-count charge bordering on money laundering before Emeka Nwite, judge of a federal high court in Abuja. The defendants have pleaded not guilty to the charge. Delivering a ruling earlier today, the judge said several factors, including the nature of offence and its severity, must be considered when trying to decide whether or not bail should be granted to the defendant applicant. The judge ordered that the trial will be given an accelerated hearing. After the ruling, the EFCC said its first witness, a staff of the Securities and Exchange Commission, should step out. Away from that, gunmen suspected to be armed bandits have abducted 2 female students of College of Health Sciences and Technology, SAFE, in Zamfara State. The students were abducted Thursday night at their residence, a rented apartment in Matuna community that's in the outskirts of the town. Sources say the bandits attacked the area with the intent to abduct residents, but ended up kidnapping the students. Provost of the college, Hamisu Yewa, confirmed the incident to TVC News. It says the school authority, in collaboration with security agencies, are putting heads together to come out with full details of what transpired last night. Security around the area, according to the provost, has now been beefed up and people are going about the normal activities. Away from that, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund has announced the 24th of May as official date for the opening of portal for students' loan applications. Managing Director of NELFund, Akintunde Sawyer, made this known in a statement made available to journalists in Abuja by the fund's media and public relations lead, Nasser Ayitogo. That's through the portal. Students can now access loans to pursue their academic aspirations without financial constraints. The portal also provides a user-friendly interface for students to submit their loan applications conveniently. Eligible students are encouraged to take advantage of the opportunity to invest in their future and contribute to the growth and development of the nation. Now, the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, JAS, is conducting a research on ways to train youths in Abia State on skills acquisition and various empowerment programs. The team visited the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development in Umuahia to get data on how to carry out the task by President Bola Tinubu. Idena Gabriel reports.
The institute, which conducts annual study tour, is in Abia to do a research on the topic Digital Economy, Youth Empowerment and Sustainable Job Creation in Nigeria, Issues, Challenges and Opportunities. This delegation of Study Group 7 of Senior Executive Course 46 2024 is in Abia to find out what the state is doing as regards youth empowerment. The leader of the delegation says Abia was chosen for its abundant talents among the youth of the state.
Youth constitute very high percentage in Abia State, and this is a ministry that is dedicated solely for youth and sports. So we came here to look at what the ministry is doing in respect of youth empowerment, the training, skill acquisition, so that we'll be able to have those data and figure in order to enrich our report.
The Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Mobilan Anaba, says the administration of Governor Alex Otti would continue to empower the youth, nurture their talents, and equip them with the necessary skills to thrive.
The reason they're here, the National Institute for Policy Making, is what His Excellency is doing in Abia State in terms of sports and youth development. He's done a good job, and people are excited. And the federal government has sent them to come here to collect data, to engage with us to see what we're doing here in terms of youth empowerment, digital economy, and other type of empowerment. So we've just had engagement with them now, and we tell them what our strategies are, what we're doing, and what our plans are in future, short, mid-term, and long-term plans.
Upon the team's return to Abuja to submit its report and findings to President Bola Tinubu, plans to unlock the full potential of Nigerian youths would materialize. Nina Gabriel, TVC News, Umuahia, Abia State.
To address the challenges facing the 7 states in the geopolitical zone, the Senate has passed a bill for the establishment of the Northwest Development Commission. This followed the consideration and adoption of the report of the Committee on Special Duties. The bill to establish the commission was sponsored by Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barau Jibrin, and 20 other senators from the 7 states in the Northwest geopolitical zone. Presenting the committee's report, Senator Kaka says the bill is well-structured and strategically streamlined for the social-economic development of the Northwest geopolitical zone. He also says the commission's establishment would bring the federal government closer to the northwestern states and meet the yearnings as well as aspirations of the people.
The committee, at one of its sittings, deliberated exhaustively on the provisions of the bill. Thereafter, a painstaking clause-by-clause analysis of the bill was carried out to ensure that the bill conforms to normative drafting style as it relates to bill of this magnitude.
We are all aware of severe devastation that is brought into the Northwest geopolitical zone. Devastation due to Boko Haram insurgents, to banditry, kidnappings, and so on, that have destroyed most of the infrastructure of the Northwest geopolitical zone.
Stakeholders in the Nigerian power sector have emphasized the need for a long-term financing to harness the potential of hydropower as a source of energy. Speaking during the Hydropower Africa Week in Abuja, Minister of Power Adebayo said inadequate access to long-term financing is a major problem impeding the successful completion of power projects in the country. The minister stated this while participating at the Africa High-Level Roundtable on Sustainable Hydropower in the African Renewable Energy Mix of the 21st Century, held in Abuja. Abdullah Lawal has more.
Africa is a continent blessed with immense resources, among which is our vast untapped water systems that hold the key to unlocking a clean, reliable and abundant source of energy. Nigeria's Minister of Power, Adebayo, has urged stakeholders to work towards unlocking and developing the rich hydropower potentials of African nations to achieve a sustainable energy future for the continent.
The ball is in our courts. He made mention of the hydropower, which is water. Made mention of solar. Solar rate efficiency is over 25%, which is far higher than what is obtainable in Europe. An average of 60% efficiency. So why can't we make use of this? And when we talk about hydro, we are just scratching the surface.
One of the leading hydropower concessionaires in Abuja, Mainstream Energy, says hydropower is one of the cheapest power sources, but what the market needs is to create value for customers and sell at a cost-effective rate, which can be achieved through effective financing and regulation.
Unlock those pools of local capital, give the pension fund something else to invest than just building another shopping mall. I think we will unlock a lot more, and not just hydropower, any type of power development on the continent.
Only about 11% of what we have in potential has been developed. How do we get there? And I can tell you the future of economic development, the future of power generation in Africa and Nigeria is hydropower.
With significant solar power coming to the African grids, it is imperative that Africa's hydropower potential is realized to ensure that reliable electricity supply is balanced and readily available. On the home front, it is acknowledged hydropower as a sustainable contributor to the Nigeria's energy mix content for decades, which account for about 20% of total grid supply at the moment. Habida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has assured leaders of the Independent Broadcast Association of Nigeria that the federal government will support all media platforms across the country as it's a part of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. This was made known at a meeting with IBAN in Abuja. Mariam Mohammed has more.
Running a media business in Nigeria can be challenging and frustrating because of poor electricity, lack of funds, among other issues. Due to this, some media houses have shut down as they are unable to provide infrastructure for the business. It is why leaders of the Independent Broadcast Association of Nigeria have decided to have a meeting with the Minister of Information and National Orientation. This meeting is aimed at revitalizing the media industry to harness the economic potential of the sector. Leaders of the Independent Broadcast Association of Nigeria want the federal government to finance the sector and fix renewable energy to cut costs.
The high cost of energy and power poses a significant burden on broadcasters. We seek aid to make the utility of our investments more purposeful, and wish to propose the following multi-pronged approach: financial aid, targeted grants, tax breaks, and loans funds to offset energy costs or incentivize renewable energy investment for broadcasters.
The minister, on his part, assures the media of full support from the federal government.
Has as its core pillar supporting all media platforms in this country, whether they are public or private practice. All of us belong to this media landscape, and all of us will get the desired cooperation, desired support, so that all of us will grow. Initiative of Mr. President by ensuring that you key into renewable energy, the CNG arrangement, the compressed natural gas. There are CNG generators happening. Indeed, only recently, the federal government has insisted that all generators, all vehicles to be procured by the federal government will have to be either CNG compliant or have solar based or are electric driven.
The minister urged the media to explore renewable energy initiatives as an alternative to the power crisis.
With this meeting, both parties are optimistic that the Nigeria broadcast industry will overcome the challenges it has faced over the years. Mariam Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.